Like, no, because
We
it was
call
funny
it
because
dummy.
where I grew up in, and it's funny, maybe one day we should have this conversation. Where I grew up in Kaneshi, right? Every evening, around 6 o'clock, there used to be like some community center around under a really big tree.
Right.
Actually, like a few steps opposite my house, where people will gather. Charlie playing dummy.
Oh, really?
I'm not joking.
Was it like a competition of some sort?
We need to have this. One day I'll ask what happened. I'll ask my mom will know what happened.
So they've stopped now,
They don't do it again. You know, the tree was cut off and that was it.
Oh.
Yeah.
How they cut down the tree?
I have no idea.
What is it with us and cutting down?
I have no idea. And it was funny. Like,
trees and plants?
you know, you go there and sometimes the amazing thing that people will be bringing, I mean, their friends who are there, drinks, people would have, so it was like drivers who would have closed and are coming home, people who would have gone to their office and are coming to just stop by, sit down, and we did like some competition can happen right now. No, it was fun times. It was really fun times.
That's nice. That's nice. So that's what's happening today on the Wonder Space Show with Miss Natalie.
Can't wait. I'll be looking forward to it because, yeah, you know, some of the games we've lost it.
We have.
Some of the games we've lost it.
I brought out a Ludo board. My niece doesn't know how to play. I'm not teaching her to play. And all the war games.
Monopoly, Scrabbles, you know, all of those are cool, right?
What do you guys call the you know, so you're in your house and you're playing over the internet with your friend in another house.
Oh,
you have your earpiece on and no, I killed it.
It's called FIFA FC, you know, the PlayStation. That's the new trend. But you know, we need to go back to the old ways.
It was fun.
We need to go back to the basics, you know, because these games, you know, and just briefly then we move on. These games is not only for fun, right? They are also like I said, I personally believe Ludo is for character formation. Like,
no, it is.
It's me.
You, but could be on.
So and on Wari too, it's a lot of planning, a lot of strategy, a lot of thinking, right? And same for the other games. So I'll be looking forward to this.
Yeah.
I'll be really looking forward to this.
Snake and ladders.
Yeah. Snake. Oh, we walk a crap, but you know, some way.
What do you mean by some way?
Some way.
Snake and ladders.
Some way. Hello, this was a busy news week today. I mean, personally, from my end, I mean, I
saw you following the EC around. I was like, wow, the level of mistrust in this country is just heightened. You know, like, they actually want to see that the printing presses are under lock and key when they are not working.
My point is, how did we get to this point, right? And it wasn't too surprising with the EC because I took some pictures of the tour, posted it on my social media, on Twitter, my handle at Mensa Duncan, and it was interesting the comments people were making, and it goes to buttress what we've seen earlier in the news this week as well with regards to the Afrobarometer report, where only 28% of respondents say they trust the EC as an institution. You know what's even shocking? 45% of respondents also perceive the EC to be corrupt. So, like, you're wondering, right? How did we get this low? But the good news is that we went on a tour, and for me, I was encouraged, right, by the level of preparation and the attention to details and the push for fairness and transparency by the EC. So, you know, there's this place where they keep all the materials they've stored after printing.
Right.
They call it a vault room. And the padlocks to these keys are kept by the party agents present.
Simple.
So if you're an NPP agent, you need the CPP, the NDC, the New Force to all come and open it before you can have access to it, right? And there's, you know, people say, well, it's a padlock and
one key can open all of them.
We don't know that, and it's not even the case, right? And I was also making the point that it's a heavily secured place.
Yeah,
so I saw a lot of police, armed police there.
Right.
I saw armed military there.
Right.
In some of the places we went to, I saw people wearing tag with national security on it and all of that. So I think the EC have done a yeoman's job. I want to wish them well, wish them the very best, and hope that they are able to just continue and act fairly, regardless of the, all the talk and noise, really. Because at the end of the day, it's for the betterment of our democracy.
I think that was the last part of your week. So my week, I have been debunking claims that cholera has claimed 4 extra lives.
I know. I was following you in the newsroom.
I was like, my word. So I had to quickly call up the GHS that this is what I've heard, but I want confirmation before I go with it. They're like, there's no such thing. And if there was such a thing, obviously the public head health would know, and he doesn't know that there's faults.
But there were 2 confirmed.
Yes, there were 2 confirmed deaths at Ada East, what we discussed last week, and that is still the case now. So 2 confirmed deaths.
It's been an incredibly
There's no extra deaths. They're working on the ground, ensuring that it doesn't spread beyond the Ada enclave. And even with that, they said that the numbers have reduced. So they're doing their work.
We need to pray for more grace to be able, because cholera by this time, there's some way. Of all the problems in the country right now, we can't afford to add cholera. That would be too much to bear. Yeah. So from 5G, cholera, EC, Ekuadon passing away, Supreme Court, which was like big as well, due to the case involving Apenyo Markin and the Speaker of Parliament. So it's been a busy week. And I think it's probably going to get worse in the coming days.
We're now entering, the thick of it,
for the first time, I felt like it's election proper. Mama is on the campaign using economic jargons, asking 5 questions. Then I'll count 50 questions. Oh God! Wow.
Let's get into the papers and what they're saying. So I have the Spectator. Stop using breast-enhancing creams. They expose females to breast cancer. Founder, leader of GFP, Ekuadon passes on. Ayoko Boche's rise to top of Commonwealth, a major feat for Ghanaian diplomacy. And on the back page, Kotoko to host Heart of Lions. Ghana, 11 others for 2024 Rugby Africa Women's 7th tournament in November.
Wow, on the front page of the Daily Graphic weekend special, they call it, Ghana deploys 5G technology, comes along with a photograph of the Minister for Communications and Digitalization, Ursula Owusu Ekufo, and also the President in the shot of this particular story. Big page story, Speaker summons Parliament on November 7. So that's the recall story on page 13 of the Daily Graphic weekend special. Also here, towards transparent elections, EC opens up ballot paper printing to media with store. And this is a story I was talking about earlier. Back page, new era for black satellites. That's the national under-20 football team. Let's encourage coach affair. And that's the editorial really from the Daily Graphic. Any other stories online?
Yes, let's do channel1newsroom.com. Election 2024. Votes for leaders who will fulfill promises. Bichim Queen Mother endorses Bawumia. ADB closes Boko branch amid rising tensions. Use 5G technology responsibly, Akufo-Addo says. East Legon accident, Salifo Mwakusan remanded. Amenfi Central NDC seeks to quash court injunction with fresh suits. Do you have any more?
Yes, let me take you to the citynewsroom.com, where over here we have reopened courts. Bolga Traditional Council appeals to Chief Justice. Ghana Water Company launches debt recovery as Northern Savannah region owe 45 million Ghana cedis. Probe Elembele DCE, District Finance Officer, over financial abuses, and that's coming in from assembly members. Bawumia will take Ghana to the next level. The Bichim Queen Mother assets, defend democracy, avoid electoral manipulation. House of Chiefs to Ghanaians. The Akufo-Addo's administration has been a horror movie. And guess who's saying this? Former President John Dramani Mahama. He said the last 8 years has been a horror movie. Interesting. High Court reverses BOG's revocation of CDH savings and loans licenses. Salifo Mwakusan remanded over fatal East Legon accident. And these are some of the big front page stories. And also, you mentioned the Ekuadonko, right? The GFPC, they've settled on Ekuadonko's replacement. And these are some of the big stories on the citynewsroom.com. Any more for us?
Yeah, I have graphic. Most of the stories we've mentioned, but one that we haven't touched on is the staff of Tetakwashi Memorial Hospital demanding speed ramps after fatal accidents, because it seems that it's rampant on that road, that staff of the hospital are hit by a car when they are doing their duties.
Let's take our viewers to some international headline stories. The CNN is reporting that Harris says Trump's violent rhetoric must be disqualifying. Also here, there's a satellite imagery showing mystery ship built in China amid breakneck naval expansion. Israel plans to use lasers to shoot down incoming missiles. And also here from Spain, how Valencia's residents are trapped with no warning in Spain's deadly floods. And some more U.S. election story. Trump undermines public trust in the election. That's an analysis from the CNN. The fights to finish and what lies ahead beyond campaign 2024. 41 million digits later, inside a question cover record-breaking Prime Minister. So that's another feature on the CNN online portal. It's heavy on the U.S. elections, which is happening
on Tuesday.
Yeah, Charlie, all the action, giddy. Right now Trump is wearing garbage collector clothes, the reflector. Because, his supporters, according to his camp, say they were, addressed by the President Biden as garbage, even though the president's team came out to debunk those claims. And he's just jumped on that bandwagon, like he's trying to milk as much political capital from it as he can. It's amazing. It's interesting.
Another thing I saw this morning when I went on CNN was that I think a voter, they do early voting. So he had gone in wearing his
MAGA hat,
and then they asked him to take it off. And he said no, and it turned into a whole, so he's suing the poll officers and the place where he went to. I don't know how that's going to turn out.
In Ghana, we have like the CI that governs how elections are run, right? Yes. And I'm sure it'll be same for the US. Because even in Ghana,
in some states, you're not allowed to wear party paraphernalia to go and vote. And that was one of those states. So they just told him to go outside, take off your hat, and come back and vote. Simple. He said no.
There's a book I have on my shelf at home on Trumpism.
That's the title.
And it's interesting. If you read a book and you relate it to like what's happening in the general election cycle, following his win post Obama, his loss to Biden, and his comeback. It's quite interesting.
All right. I'm starting with a Spectator, a couple of stories. Preventing skin cancer with our diets. We've been hearing a lot about cancer lately. They're telling us to take shrimps or eat shrimps and salmon, and it can prevent skin cancer. I love salmon, so then I'm good. I love salmon, so then I'm good.
It's not what you love.
It's not what I love.
It's what you have to eat in moderation.
So, but the story that I want us to focus on, since, October was Breast Cancer Awareness Month, stop using breast-enhancing creams. They expose females to breast cancer. Women have been cautioned to stop using breast-enhancing creams, which is said to contain estrogen, predisposing them to the breast cancer disease. Using such creams over time increases estrogen levels in patrons of such products, thereby exposing them to the disease. Estrogen is a type of sex hormone responsible for development and regulation of female reproductive system and secondary sex chart. Miss Enyanam Abiti, she's a medical officer at Medina Pentecost Hospital. She said this at a day's seminar and Breast Cancer Awareness Creation Day at Sunyai in the Bono region. And these things, like sometimes you're scrolling through social media and then something will just pop up. Hip enlargement cream, breast enlargement cream. And I'm wondering, is the FDA seeing all these ads or have they even approved these drugs? Because believe you me, someone like you or I will fall prey to it because they want the Coca-Cola body.
Mom, don't fall prey to it, but I know.
No, but there are people who are that gullible.
Yeah, people are that gullible. Yeah. Like, your point is absolutely spot on.
People are that gullible.
For me, it goes down to the point of education, really. You know, if you have a populace that's educated, right, against or well informed on the dangers, right, on the use of some of these things, you know, you're able to, your job is halfway done.
Yeah.
And, you know, I like the NMC's approach recently, because a lot of these people use the media to sell these products, right? A week ago, we learned that the NMC, that's the National Media Commission, have sanctioned some 44 stations, right? They've called them to come and answer about the promotion of some of these things that have not been licensed or approved by regulatory authorities. So for me, I think it's a step in the right direction. If we need, you know, we need strong regulatory authorities, and we need a strong media and responsible medias, right? And you know, when all of these things are done, that is how we are able to curb the rise of some of these things. Because at the end of the day, it is the public that suffers. It's the public purse that suffers. Yeah. You know, when somebody uses this cream and they end up in the hospital, it is our taxes that is still going to be used to take care of the person. You know, so you know.
Something funny. Yesterday in the newsroom, we're like, okay, let's just go scroll through the stations. Believe you me, do not Messiah me. Yeah. Oh my word! Yeah, there are so many stations, and you don't know what they are promoting, and there's some random person standing there telling you to come and buy some random thing that can cure 400 diseases at once. Yeah. How? How?
It's also irresponsible, right, for media owners to go on and do that. So we want to just, like I said, what we need is to enforce the regulations we have. So strong regulatory authorities, you know, they should just do their work, and you know, we'll be able to sanitize the system. GPRT, they allow all manner of people into buses to come and sell. You know, we are not helping. So
that's how the Kaswa children fell prey to some random
they're watching TV actually. A corn artist on TV
to bring blood for money.
It's just sad and very irresponsible. You know, the big good, one of the good news this week, right, after a very busy news week, was that 5G is in Ghana.
Have you checked from your phone?
Some of us, the phone we use.
Juju, use an iPhone. All those in the newsroom yesterday, we realized that the 5G is on our phone.
But you see, after using an iPhone, let me make my point. You should ask me what network I also use. My network too is bad, but no problem.
I thought you used...
No.
I'm not mentioning it.
You know, so you know, Charlie, yeah, I have so many things to say about my network, but I'll just let it slide. You know, it's on my heart.
People need to sit up. Data is expensive.
It's on my heart.
And me now, I have bought my data. No, you're not letting me use my data. Did I pay the data with your money or with my money? Let me save for you. In fact, I will even leave any network. You know, all of them need to be sanctioned for the kind of data services that they give us.
I ask myself, like, who even sent me? You know, like, why the summer? You know, I've been using this number since 2008.
Okay. Oh, you're loyal.
Yeah. So, you know, I feel like, longevity, you know. But sometimes I'm like, no. Anyway, so Ghana deploys 5G technology. The country's digital transformation agenda took a significant leap when President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo launched the 5th generation mobile network service in Accra with the launch of 5G Next-Gen Infraco, a new shared infrastructure company co-promoted by government and 7 other firms, has been granted a 10-year exclusive license to invest in and roll out the 5G services together with its partners such as Ascent Digital, KNet, Redis, Nokia Tech, Mahindra, AT Ghana, and Telecel Ghana. NGCI will leverage on an open access network where each operator does not need to invest in the same infrastructure that provides the services, but can access it from the neutral wholesale provider NGIC. NGIC would also empower the telecommunications service providers with network capabilities needed to deliver the rollout of high-speed and reliable 5G services across the country, starting from Accra, Kumasi, and Takoradi, followed by deployments to additional urban centers and eventually the entire country in the next 2 years. Currently, AT has signed on to the platform to enable it to provide the 5G services to its subscribers, while Telecel is finalizing agreements to roll out the service. Other mobile network operators and small firms providing bespoke internet solutions are also expected to follow suit. The launch in Accra yesterday of the 5G, which is said to be 10 times faster than the fourth generation plus mobile network 4G, was on the theme 5G accelerating Ghana's digital transformation. Right, so on responsible youth, President Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo called for a responsible approach to the new technology, stating, "With this power comes responsibility to use it wisely. We must address concerns around data privacy, cybersecurity, and responsible use to ensure that it fosters progress, not division." So that's the big news story. You know, technology is a double-edged sword, right? So on one breath, it can help you propel, or it can help with progress, right?
Yeah.
You know, if you are a lover of technology, people use it for all sorts of things, right? There are the good sides to it, and there's the dark side, right? So it's important that in celebrating the arrival of 5G, we are also firm on the core, on the push to ensure that it's used responsibly, right? So, you know, if you have access to the internet and all you use it for is to talk to some client outside and getting to load some things on your card, no, Charlie, you know, it's not proper.
I have a story on that. I'll share it
It's not proper.
day.
It's not proper. So, you know, don't use it to propel fraud and other acts of irresponsibility, right? And that's the message the president is saying, that it's important to use it responsibly. We should use it for groundbreaking innovation, opening apps, you know, running proper internet services, something that will help, you know, the growth, that transformation we want in this country.
Aside that, they should just make sure that it runs fast for us.
Oh,
hey, is that too much to ask?
No, they say it is 10 times faster than 4G. So that in itself...
Not 5G.
You know, the point is that even with the 4G, the rollout of 4G, right, there were so many other structural problems, right? Yeah. So the compatibility of devices was even an issue. A lot of people, was there access to high-end mobile phones in the country? By high-end mobile phones, I'm referring to mobile phones that have internet access. It's still low. The internet use rate in the country is growing, but it's still not there yet, right? So 5G is great, but there are so many other issues. There's an infrastructure problem.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Right now, not all of the telecom companies have signed onto it, right? So there's also some other issues people have to sort out. We know Tigo have signed onto it. Telecel have also signed onto it, but they are still mobilizing the initial stage of their operations. We've not really heard from MTN on this. So there are so many other issues. And like I said, there's also the compatibility of devices, right? How many Ghanaians are able to afford smartphones that can have access to 5G? So these are the hard issues that we should be also paying attention to in our attempts to maximize this whole package fully.
Let me bring you another story that I'm sure everybody will be interested in. Prioritize mental health issues at the workplace. Let me pause. It deserves a standing ovation.
Go ahead. I'm listening to you. It's important, though. Very important.
A bit of the story reads: discrimination, inequality, excessive workloads, low job control, and job insecurity exposes workers to some risks of developing mental health problems, a consultant psychiatrist, Professor Sami Ohene, has stated. According to him, mental health issues among workers could also lead to absenteeism and presenteeism, which affects both the individual and the organization. He defined presenteeism as being present but not fully productive, while absenteeism was when one is missing at work. He said this at a program organized by Department of Psychiatry of the Korle Bu Teaching Hospital on the theme, "It's time to prioritize mental health at the workplace." According to the consultant, psychiatrists' high workloads tight deadlines and long hours can lead to chronic stress and burnout, causing fatigue, irritability, and decreased productivity, adding that work-related pressures such as job insecurity, lack of control, and workplace conflicts could trigger or exacerbate anxiety and depression. And depression is something that most people don't even know they have depression. So you're feeling low, you're feeling some type of way, you can't really pinpoint exactly what's happening to you. It might be depression, or your heartbeat is just, you know, going at an insanely fast rate. You don't know what's happening to you. It could be anxiety. You don't know where it's stemming from, and then you're taking it out on me or on Jude or on any of your work colleagues. And it's not our fault that you're feeling the way you're feeling. You're just burnt out. Probably need a mental health day. My cousin in the UK, she called me some last night. You're not at work? No, I'm taking a mental health day. I'm like, hey.
It's about time we all start embracing and paying attention to. You know, we've overlooked it for a very long time in this part of the world, and you know, sometimes people. It's also because we don't know, right? We don't know that. You don't know how to go about it when we suffer the ordeal. So I think it's about time we keep pushing the message, both employees and employers, you know, pay attention to it. Like I say, you know, people have their problems from home and they bring it to the office, which shouldn't be the case, right? So yeah, it's about time we call on employees to invest in, you know, proper mental health care for their employers, right? And this is true for the public sector as it is for the private sector. You know, in some companies, Charlie, the HR is everything. She's the preacher, worship leader, HR counselor, you know, psychiatrist, Charlie, everything. But she herself may need help. And where's she getting that help from? So it's the message should be that we should send the message out loud and clear on the need to have capable people or qualified people do the job of counseling, of helping people through difficult moments. And you know, once in a while we all go through stuff that, you know, sends the morale down. It's normal. It's part of living.
Mental health actually is not really talked about a lot.
But it's not the end of the road. It doesn't mean that you are less of a human or anything. So
not at all. Everybody, both including you.
Sometimes you just need a hug. Like you just need someone to listen to you. You know, hear you out. It shouldn't be that deep.
It shouldn't be that deep. But the services are expensive. I won't even lie.
Yeah, but you know, if the company is investing in it, it's to the ultimate good of the company and even society as a whole. So, you know, we need to send that message out loud and clearly to our employees, and especially government workers.
Yeah.
Wow. Anyway, so, yeah, these are the big... Let me just bring the ballot torrent story on page 17 of the Daily Graphic Weekend Special. That was also big from the EC this weekend. In a major step towards promoting transparency in the electoral process, the Electoral Commission opened up the process of printing ballot papers for the December 7 polls to the media. Ghanaians will go to the polls on December 7 this year to elect a president and 276 members of parliament. And in preparation for that, a team of officials from the EC yesterday led journalists, including myself, Judy Duncan, to some of the printing companies where they were given access to the production rooms to observe the printing process, an exercise the EC said was the first time. Although it's been printed by 6 companies, the EC's team, led by the Deputy Commissioner in charge of Corporate Services, Dr. Eric Bosman Asari, took the media to 3 of them: Back Press, InnoLink, and Acts Commercial. At each of these locations, agents of the political parties, representatives of independent candidates, and the police and national security operatives were there to observe the process. It goes on to talk about transparency, the observations, which I mentioned earlier on in the show, and the satisfaction of the EC. So according to the EC, this is to boost public trust and transparency, right? And like I said, if you follow the Afrobarometer report, 28% of Ghanaians think that the EC, some kululu day inside, you know, and they make those assumptions even when there's no hard evidence or facts to back those claims and assertions, right? And we've said that for our democracy to grow, we need strong institutions, not strong men, right? Obama was in Ghana in our parliament. He made a profound statement. The EC is one of such institutions where we need it to run independently, fair, transparent, and remain strong as an institution. And one way to remain strong as an institution is to ensure that there's transparency in the work you do and you have that public trust. I know when only 28% of Ghanaians trust you, it doesn't tell a very good story.
At all.
And even worse, when 45% think that the institution is corrupt, it doesn't really send a good signal. So for me, I like that the EC, in understanding the challenges of the time, have allowed for some of these initiatives. I think it will go a long way to build public trust, which has gone quite down in my opinion, and also build general trust ahead of the election period. I think we've gotten here partly because of this whole back and forth legal battles with the NDC, you know, bring the voters register, I'll bring it, forensic audit, I'll do. You know, the more the NDC talks about it, the more it forms in the minds of their followers that there's something fishy going on. And now there's also a Memphis Central, Joanna Kujo, EC, Charlie, it's on way, you know. So plenty. I just hope that we allow common sense to prevail so that the trust would
gradually build up.
Exactly.
Gradually. I have a sports story here. Ghana 11 others for 2024 Rugby Africa Women's Sevens Tournament in November.
You like rugby? You watch rugby?
I've watched it. I mean, one of my cousins plays rugby. I don't understand the game.
Charlie, back in the day, you put on a team every day, Springboks, Charlie, so way.
I know the rules are slightly different in American football, but I honestly don't know what their points are. I haven't read about it. Maybe I should.
I'll teach you. Don't worry.
You understand the rules of the game?
I think fairly.
Fairly.
Yeah.
I just see them running with the ball, then touchdown, or they kick it. I don't know. Anyway, so Ghana will be the first West African country to host a Rugby Africa Women's Sevens competition, which will take place at the University of Ghana's Rugby Stadium on November 9 to 10. 12 countries, including Ghana, are expected to feature in the historic event. The other countries include defending champion South Africa, Zimbabwe, Uganda, Tunisia, Kenya, Madagascar, Senegal, Zambia, Mauritius, Burkina Faso, and Cote d'Ivoire. Rugby Africa, the continent's rugby governing body, is organizing the competition, which will act as a qualifier for the 2025 Challenger Series. Interesting.
Very interesting.
Women playing rugby. I didn't even know there was a women's rugby team here in Ghana. I know SA has it because they, I think that's their major, rugby.
One of their major sports.
One of their major sports is rugby, Springboks.
So, with that ends our news review segment. It's been a busy news weekend, reflected in the news review segments because you had to. We didn't even talk about Ekradon Court.
Or the boy who's been remanded, or the Supreme Court tomorrow.
So, we mentioned the headlines. So, Salif Amako's son has been remanded in a juvenile correction center following his killing of 2 people, and he's been charged with manslaughter. That was quite surprising and big for people, and misdemeanor. Ekradon Court, Ghana Freedom Party, we know that she's passed away. May her soul rest in perfect peace. And with her passing means that it would have implications for the general elections with regards to balloting and because already some centers have already printed ballot
so they had
papers.
To put a hold on it.
So they have to put a hold on it, even though parliamentary is ongoing. Now the legal gymnastics is ongoing. Do we do a reballoting or somebody else continues in her stead? Of course, it's Shelley from Shelley Ayoko-Botchwey. We've talked about her a lot. Supreme Court also ongoing there. So, in the course of the show, if any other big news happens, we'll be sure to mention.
Definitely. But so that's our news review segment for you. We'll be right back with our favorite segment, What's Happening?
Yeah.
Complete this rhyme. Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
How are you working? How?
Who's that?
Welcome to The Point of View.
Welcome to Face to Face on Channel 1 Television.
And hello, welcome to What the Papers Are Saying.
This be football made in Ghana. It be the only pidgin show where it day on your screen, Channel 1 TV.
Well, thank you so much.
Some people are late. You know, they have to catch up. City TV is now Channel 1 TV. You understand?
This is Channel 1 TV, telling your story, empowering change.
Complete this rhyme. Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
How are you working? How?
Who's that?
Welcome back to Breakfast Daily Weekend right here on Channel 1 TV with me, Jude Duncan. Just gone by news review segment where we're looking at the weekends and the week prowess, big headline stories. But for now, we get to tell you what is happening, not necessarily in the news, but around you, and events and other programs of interest you want or you should be looking forward to. And Eno has the list for us. You know, it's funny. Somebody mentioned to me the other time that they checked out an event we spoke about. I think it was happening in Dansoman.
Okay.
After we mentioned, because he realized it was just next door him, and it's like, oh, if Jude and Eno have endorsed it, so Charlie, I know.
Did you have fun? That was a good recommendation.
I was like, it was calm, you know, it was chill. He wanted that, he needed that vibe.
He needed that vibe.
So, you know, I think we are doing something really amazing.
We're doing something amazing.
It means that if you don't talk about your program, Charlie, some way.
Then nobody will come. This is the place. So I don't know.
Incredible.
But if you have a program, look for us. Channel 1 TV. Call Ella or Day Day.
And I should involve myself. They should call me.
They should call you.
They should call me. You know, I have to be part of the decision-making process.
Reach out to him. Mr. Duncan.
Yeah, they have to, Charlie, if you have an event and you want it to be large. And you want to be in charge.
Yeah, large and in charge.
Hey, you have to call.
This is the place.
It is the place. So what's happening?
Our first event is Chadidi. I hope I'm mentioning it right.
Chadidi is an arts festival.
It's an Chadidi is a street arts festival, and they say that there's no better way to experience street arts and culture than at the Chadidi Street Arts Festival happening all the way in Keta. Chadidi in Keta, starting today. Well, actually, it started yesterday, and it's ending Sunday, 3rd of November. Experience the Chadidi storytelling, art procession, talk party, and so much more. Chadidi is a way of also promoting the tourism, arts, and culture of the Keta people. I know where Fred Duho will be this weekend.
Unfortunately, he's working.
Oh, yes!
He's working,
yes.
so
Oh my word.
that's sad for him.
That's unfortunate.
But I have a couple of friends in there.
Oh, I have a friend who's already there. She's been there since Monday or something.
You know, our very own Caleb Ahiataku. Oh, Chale. You know,
wow.
I like to call
they'll
it,
be by the fireside.
Kaleo, these are his friends, right? And he's also part of them. He's also very much interested in arts, you know, fashion and all of that. So it's amazing. Glenn Sam is a well-known guy within the space. He's part of the organizers of this, and we really want to wish them well. It's happening in Keta. I think it's they try to fuse it in with the whole Hogbechocho
festival
celebration and all of that. So
have you been to Keta?
No, I haven't been to Keta.
Okay, you should go with Fred Duho.
I've been to Doje, and I've been to Bator.
Okay.
I've been to Mepa. I've been to Doje. I've been to Bator. I've been to Mepe.
Okay.
I've been to Afi Acclamador.
Okay.
I've been to
I think I went to all those places during, you know, the floods.
Yeah, well, largely, except for Doje. There's this other place.
You should go to Keta
and
with
see the
Fred
beach.
Duho.
Oh, I know.
It's not even about the beach. It's the experience of sleeping in a tent at night, and then in the morning, after your walk on the beach, you go have some breakfast, and then you go to Fort Princeton. Oh my word!
And you go and sleep at the beach in a tent.
In a tent.
Menye.
It's an experience.
Menye.
Oh, Jude, trust me. It's an experience. Yes. Our very own Fred Duho in a tent. Sleep in a tent by the beach.
Some wooden shack.
There's a wooden shack, but it's not the same experience. Sleep in a tent.
Now, say 12 a.m. Obi, yay! I beg you,
There's security. Don't be like that.
Or some fish from the sea jumps on me in the tent.
Okay, Jude, now you're exaggerating.
I'm not exaggerating.
You're not. No.
NOC.
There's a bit of space between the sea.
You know,
and
it's
where
funny.
In my
final year class at Legon, so my final year geography class, we had this field trip, which was a requirement in the course we were studying.
Okay.
And we had to travel all the way to the north, right, in the northern part of the country. We started Tamale, went to Upper East, went to Upper West. It was like a week program. And so for the fun part of the field trip, we had to go to the Paga Crocodile Pond, you know, and like everybody was going to touch the crocodile, like everybody would touch it, take a picture, somebody would lift the tail, another person would throw a chicken at it. Like, people were having fun with the crocodiles, even me, per my very low standards when it comes to all these things. Like, I mean, I held a crocodile and I took a picture and everything.
All right.
Now, this other colleague of mine, a lady friend, then I'm like, you know, just go hold a crocodile. She's like, Jude, I know where I'm coming from. He said, Jude, I know where I'm coming from. My people, they don't keep long at all. He said, see, everybody will go and hold a crocodile. Only me, I'll go and hold a crocodile. The head will turn into the tail. And she said it with so much, like, you know, she was so serious about what she was saying. And I'm not even joking.
Trust Africans to turn something around.
Like, she was so sure that, like, everybody could do it except her.
So you're
and
sure that
only her, when she goes to touch the crocodile. So on our way back, I was trying to find out, like, you know, what are some of the things that are happening. It's like, dude, if I open up to you right now, she start dreaming about crocodiles and things.
So you feel like if you go sleep at the beach at Keta,
I'll not do
something will happen. Dude, it's an experience, believe me. And you're not that close to the sea.
No,
you are far from the sea. It's even higher than where the where the beach is. You come a bit away from the.
You sleep in the tent, and I'll sleep in the beach.
Sleep in the shack.
The beachfront house. Then I'll watch you.
There's a shack there.
Then the night we'll all come together.
It's very nice. It's an experience. We will go. Yebeko Keta.
You know. I'm my mother's lastborn.
I'm also my mother's lastborn.
Yeah, but it's you know, you can fly to UK at the moment's notice.
You can also fly to Canada at the moment's notice. If a shark comes to challenge,
the
shark will not come and do nothing.
But you know, I love the concept. I love the idea.
Yeah.
It's important to get people talking about our culture.
Yeah.
Right? If you don't talk about our culture, nobody will vote for us. So there's an amazing initiative. I hope the Ministry of Tourism jump on board, right? So they're able to sell Keta culture or Volta culture Hogbe Chocho, you know, because it's not only about the fun aspect of it, it's about the history lessons that will be given out in some of these events they'll be doing. So there'll be an art procession, there'll be art installation, and also very importantly, there'll be storytelling, right? Where folklore, traditional folklore, undiluted folklore will be shared. And for creatives who will be showing up, it's an additional way of making some small money, right? So it's well thought through. And for me, I'm so proud that City FM, Channel 1 News, or Channel 1 TV is partnering with Chadidi Global for the Chadidi Street Arts Festival. Maybe we should pull up. Except that I'll not sleep in a tent on
You'll
the beach.
sleep in a tent.
I'll not do
Just
that.
go on a curated tour with Fred Duhope. I believe me.
I'll not do that.
It's an experience.
Give
lovely.
me a beach house.
Oh, stop the house. You're sleeping in a house here in Accra. Why would you want to go to Kent and sleep in a house? Yes, there's a hotel and everything.
There's no beach front. My house, there's no beach in front of it.
Get the experience, and then after you go to Port Presenton, it's very close to where the hotel tents, the camp tents are. You'll enjoy it.
Sounds
Believe
interesting.
you me.
It sounds quite
You
interesting.
will enjoy it.
All right, so shout outs to all of the companies who helping them pull this
like
through.
Channel 1 TV and City FM partnering them on this amazing art procession and art installation. I'll definitely be there. I want to see the bare-chested men.
You know, like I said, so I've been
Did you hear
to
what I said? The bare-chested men
I'm not interested. I'm not interested in who you want to
with
go
the
and see.
bulging muscles.
I'm not interested in who you want to go and see. I am not interested.
The bulging men.
I am not interested in who you want to go and see.
Bare-chested men. So if you're with me, ladies, after my show, meet me. We are going to. You're not interested. You'll be interested.
I'm not interested.
So that's where it's happening. There's a talk party for visual arts, storytelling by the fireside. I'm actually interested in that. Are they going to be speaking ever? Because then I'll be at a disadvantage.
I think it will be a mix
English
bag,
and
ever.
That would be nice. That would be nice.
So shout outs to the guys, Glenn, and all of the guys. I'm sure Caleb is somewhere in there. You know, this year is not really fronted.
I'm sure Caleb will be modeling in the street arts by all means.
He's definitely in there somewhere.
Yeah.
So shout outs to the team.
Yeah. All right. So there's a Pawn the movie. It premieres today at the Silverbird Cinema, and it's showing at 5 p.m., 7 p.m., and 9 p.m. respectively. It features our very own Ajit Anand, Gloria Safo, Nikki Savonas, Lydia Forson, and Sika Osei. And you can get your tickets at linksfamily.com/pawnmovie. I actually saw General Intetia yesterday live on stage.
I saw the movie there somewhere.
Pawn.
If you don't see the spell, if people start taking some things. But you know, so Ajit Anand has joined Links.
You're on a roll today, huh?
No. I'm being very. I understand that Ajit Anand has joined Links, right?
Yes. He mentioned it here on Echo's show, the chat. Yeah.
That's interesting. Charlie, that guy, he's been around. He's the main guy. He's the main man.
And he's such a great actor.
Yeah.
I remember his days as Apusha.
Yeah, and it was surprising.
I never missed that.
Yesterday was when I saw that Lydia Force is actually 40. She celebrated her 40th birthday.
Yeah, she celebrated her 40th
She doesn't
birthday.
look
and
it.
she's a slopster. So happy belated birthday, or belated happy birthday to Lydia Force.
She doesn't look it at all. Amazing.
No.
I remember an interview with Bernard some time ago on the point of view, talking about, anyway. So yeah, the pawn.
How did you just switch the conversation?
Because Lydia she's an interesting character,
Yeah.
And I respect what she does a lot, right? Her movie career, and the respect is even more in the fact that as a show-based person, as a movie person, she doesn't limit herself to just that.
Yeah.
When there are social issues, she'll take it on. She'll talk about
she
it.
Stands,
she'll
she
share her
takes her
opinion.
stance.
Right?
Yeah.
You can disagree with her,
She
but
doesn't care.
she
That's
shared
her
her opinion, right? And we've always maintained that in a society like ours, you need people who have that much influence or following to be able to speak truth to power. So in my opinion, I think she does that quite well.
Yeah.
Her movies are my favorite Lydia Forson movie, probably Keteke.
Keteke, Haribo.
Yeah, probably Keteke.
There's a trailer apparently. Let's take a look.
Sure.
Experiencing is what we call dissociative identity disorder. It's a condition where a person has 2 or more distinct personalities. It means you have different parts of you that come out in different situations.
I'm not crazy, right?
Like I will beat you like my own bastard child. What you gonna do?
It's time for dinner, baby.
Freeze!
We depend on you to solve the cases, to catch these criminals.
This killer knows no problem. With no traces of evidence. Who are you?
I'm the queen. When I saw the second killing in the news and the fact that the killer left a chess piece after every killing.
I need to find a serial killer by any means necessary.
Charlie.
Some Inspector Bedia type of something.
It's a porn show, you know, porn. So it's porn.
Yeah.
English porn.
You're being used as a pawn.
Porn. What does it mean? You're being used. Yeah, just say
you sue. As a pawn. I don't know whether to do good or to do evil. But in this case, probably to do evil, because I heard there have been murders and stuff.
Wow, so it's directed by Pascal Aka. So like Eno mentioned, Ajeti Nancy Kaosel, Lydia Forsen, Gloria Safo, Diki Samonas, and Richmond Xavier Amwakon, showing live at the Silverbird Cinema, Accra Mall, West Hills Mall. You don't want to miss out on it. If I get a chance, I'll go see it.
Yeah, I think we should actually.
If I get a chance, I'll go see it.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah.
We should. 5 p.m., 7 p.m., 9 p.m. Pick one. And
we'll
be there.
We'll see.
Right, moving on. Sunday service with Stonebwoy. When I heard it, I'm like, Stonebwoy is going to church to sing? But it's a club icon. This Sunday inside Osu. So if you are a fan of Stonebwoy, then you should be there tomorrow. I know this. I know.
Stonebwoy.
I'm going to do a debate.
You know, I mean, it's cool.
Stonebwoy. Why are you laughing?
There's so much to say. I don't know where to start.
So they're saying spend time with the icon.
Yeah.
The TGMA winner. Come see him perform. Come see him in action at Club Icon this Sunday at, is there a time?
Not quite, but you know.
Not quite, but you know when clubs start. So just go there. You can RSVP as well. If you don't know where Club Icon is, it's at Osu Extension Avenue, Cantonment.
There's a video of Stonebwoy making rounds on social media where he's been interviewed randomly by these like influencers, bloggers, if you will, for want of a better word. And you know, in the course of the interview, he talks about how in Ghana they perceive him to be Jamaican, right? Yeah, and like,
is that so?
It's brought like so much bad energy in a way, because like, you know, people are talking about him and they're like, Charlie, if we don't see you to be any Jamaican in this country, so like, come again, you know, that kind of thing. And like, for a lot of other people, they've been talking about how Stonebwoy used to be cool.
Yeah.
And they use the word used to be cool.
Used to be.
And I'm wondering what has changed,
about
him. Right? And the streets doesn't really look.
Yeah, the streets are not agreeing with him.
The streets are not, you know, some way.
I think he needs to take a survey and find out what's happening.
Yeah, you know,
what has changed around him.
Yeah,
because Stonebwoy is Stonebwoy.
You know, is it people still think he's still our biggest actor in the country right now? Mind you, he's the reigning artist of the year.
Yeah.
Right. So people disagree. People felt, well, maybe we should have gone to Ken Promise.
It did not go anywhere.
Terminator was big.
Stonebwoy.
Terminator was big. You know.
Stonebwoy.
You know, like I mentioned, it was last week on the show when I was telling you that the Anlonga Junction album is major for me, right? Every single song on that album, I rate it, right? So that's an incredible piece of work. But
you and I will go to this event after we go to watch the porn.
Do you want my honest opinion?
Of what?
Whether or not I'll go.
You will go.
You might never know, I might show up, but like we'll see.
After we go and watch porn, then we'll go to watch Stonebwoy.
They feel like something has changed about his craft. People
I don't
also
think
say
anything
that
has changed about his craft. Stonebwoy is Stonebwoy.
No, you see,
he just dropped a hit.
In the show,
everybody's jamming to
in the showbiz industry, right?
Right.
A little level of arrogance is allowed.
Okay.
Because
there's nothing wrong
people
with
feel
being
like
a bit of
you need that to scale up to the next level. You need to like.
But is Stonebwoy arrogant?
It's a tag that has been associated with him now.
Jude, this your tag there. I feel like because you're a Shatta fan, you are being skin pain. You're trying to.
See, right now, the Shatta so you go say something about Black Sheriff. I don't like him like that. So
I'm small.
Shatta is a legend. So that doesn't change the fact about it.
He's a legend in the making.
So I'll end it there. But I see Stonebwoy. And that's not even me saying. I think.
Come and meet me on this show.
I'll call him. I'll tell you. I think Stonebwoy is about one of our biggest acts we have in the country right now. Probably top 2. His fans will say, and he's not 2.
No, of course he's not 2.
I don't know, right? I don't know. I honestly don't know. But the public commentary and sentiments about him recently.
I haven't heard any public sentiments and commentary. All I know is that Stonebwoy Oteso, he is number 1.
Put it in there and she won't bite it. Like somebody fella in the 90s. Be with it. Oh, Stonebwoy.
So Sunday service with Stonebwoy, a club icon. Don't miss out.
The thing to say about how people perceive him to be Jamaican there.
It was passing comments.
You should come back again.
People should calm down.
You should come.
You people should be calming down. It's not that deep.
It is that deep.
It is not that deep.
Oh, a shaman boy like you, they say you be Jamaican.
It's not that deep. No. It's not that. It's something that he's probably heard outside, and then he's just mentioning it.
That Ghana people say that he's like Jamaican.
Maybe Ghana people outside.
Oh, please, no Ghana person.
Ghana people abroad.
Who is more a shaman than Stonebwoy? And he's a sellout to the Ashaman people. You should be proud of you.
But he's never said anywhere that he's not proud that he's from Ashaman.
No, but if they say I'm like Jamaican, and it's like it's a one.
Maybe the way he sings, maybe his lyrics.
What's lyrics?
Maybe somebody who's never met him before may perceive that.
Is that Jimmy?
So maybe people who have seen him somewhere have never, thought that he's from Ghana. So I beg you, leave our Stonebwoy for us.
I've left
our one God.
But
thank you very much.
With you. Stonebwoy actually did for. He did for.
Nobody has ever doubted that.
Except that we don't want him to be saying things.
Nobody has ever doubted
that. We don't want him to be saying things that they think. Nobody in Ghana thinks Stonebwoy is Jamaican or gives off Jamaican vibes. He doesn't give off any Jamaican. He gives off Ashama. He gives off Ashama vibes. Stonebwoy. So Sunday service, right? Club Icon.
Yeah, Club
Icon. We'll be there to support.
We'll be there. So happening next is Bethel Revival Experience. They call this edition Akpe Experience. It's Bethel Revival Choir's grand concert or service, mostly held towards the end of the year to crown the year. They also use the opportunity to record and produce new songs into an album. And it's happening tomorrow, Sunday, at the Global Evangelical Church at 5 p.m.
There's an incredible lineup. You know Quindolin, right? We've had her on the show before.
Yes, we've had her on the show before.
Yeah, Pastor Edwin Datson, who did Take Me with Bethel Revival Choir, also in there. So is Pastor Helen Yawson, an amazing songstress, an amazing pastor. Luigi McLean, oh, Charlie. And there's also Daniel Foley. Remember Daniel Foley?
Yes, he's also passed through.
Yeah, he's also been on the show before. So yeah, Bethel is amazing.
I think they've actually been in our studio before as well.
Numerous times. Bethel is like city. Bethel is city, and city is Bethel. You know, and I love their name so much. You know what Bethel means?
What does it Bethel mean?
Bethel means house of God. Yeah, the house of God, right? So they've been bringing a lot of joy and warmth with the use of a mix of local and contemporary music, right? Fusing it so seamlessly in amazing worship and praise music that resonates with so many people. You know, you don't need to be of a certain descent to be able to enjoy. You know, Bethel music, even though they sing largely in the Ewe language. You know, their song has a way of resonating. You know, like if you hear Joe Metal and Bethel, vovo me, oh Charlie, you the bomb, you know. Yeah, so they made Ewe music. You know, Ewe language, the pronunciation is difficult for people who are not Ewe, right? But like somehow they made it so cool again to be able to sing Ewe songs, and that was amazing.
It's lovely.
Because Ewe have like some of the amazing, especially Christian songs. Some of their Christian songs are so nice to sing.
Ewe?
Tegbe is Ewe. Okay. I should think so. I hope I'm not being mistaken. But Tegbe is Ewe. Yeah, you know, and the whole vovole, oh Charlie, vovo me. You know, when they do to the bobo like that, oh Charlie, oh Bethel, oh Bethel.
So it's happening tomorrow at Global Evangelical Church Trinity Chapel, Kotobabi Down, Accra, 5 p.m. Tickets are going for regular 50 Ghana cedis, VIP 150 Ghana cedis, powered and supported by
Channel 1 TV.
So knowing that we are powering and supporting, where are the tickets?
Oh, me the better they'll show up. They can't share. I'll show up. No, but you know it's important you get your tickets, right?
Yeah.
It's not only because they want, you know, it's just a way of supporting this.
Them
a lot goes
and
into
their craft.
So actually I'll buy the tickets.
Yes.
I could get the ticket free, but I'll buy it because I want to support. It's expensive doing what they are doing.
So it's a live album recording.
Yeah.
And it's going to be amazing. So 50 Ghana cedis regular, 150 Ghana cedis VIP. And there's a video.
Let's take a look at it. Video pretty shortly. But I just probably want to find out from our viewers as well. What's your favorite Bethel music? I think a lot of people will go and say the the Joe Metal, the one featuring Joe Metal, right? Because that's like their biggest. 6 years ago it was released. But maybe if you're a Bethel Revival fan and you're watching right now, just share with us what your favorite Bethel moment is. Bethel moment. You know, because I feel like they've been a blessing to many people. I can't wait to really see what they have in store for us.
This will be fun, and they'll also be recording some new music. I'm waiting to hear what new music.
You know the thing I was saying about
that will be.
The thing I was saying about Bobo music.
Yeah.
Charlie, there's some Bobo music. You know, if you mess yourself in it, no, the feeling is different, right?
I saw a video trending on social media of a man doing the Bobo dance. I was like,
you know, we are joking here.
Is it an okra
with the trumpet and some drum on so the handkerchief, like the white handkerchief. Oh goodness.
And I don't know what's in their waist, whether it's some spring or something, but I need to learn how to move like that.
Shakira and Pum fan
I tell you, Shakira and Pum fan.
It's just amazing.
Yeah.
So we'll be there to support. They call this one Akpe. You know what that means, right?
Thank you.
Yeah,
right?
it means thank you. So the video is ready, so we can take a look at it. We'll be back right after.
Bethel Revival Choir presents Akpe Experience 2024 under the theme The Revival. Date Sunday 3rd November 2024. Venue Global Evangelical Church Trinity Chapel, Kotobabi. Time 5 p.m. Gates opening at 4 p.m. Ministering at Bethel Revival Choir Pastor Edwin Datson, Pastor Helen Yosin, Ike Nano, Dave the Music Box, Luigi McLean, Osborne, Rafia, Quindalin, and many more. Rate 50 Ghana cedis single, 150 Ghana cedis VIP, Tickets are available at Global Evangelical Church, Trinity Chapel, Kotobabi, Accra, Channel 1 TV, Tesano, City FM, Adabraka, www.bethelrevivalchoir.com, USSD code *713*33*114#. Ticket hotline 0544-222-154. Sponsors GEC, Trinity Chapel, Volta Green Hill Properties, Stephen Zion Productions, Upswing Music, Jeanette Services, Rema Impressions, Kafkat Productions, HKD Studios, and Heaven Community Studio. This event is powered by Channel 1 TV and supported by City FM and Global Evangelical Church, Trinity Chapel, Kotobabi.
Charlie Maulo. Oh, Charlie. Take me. Oh, better you do form. So yeah, we'll be there to support.
Right.
I think this is amazing. The last time they did it, I think it was at UPSA or so. It was huge.
So
it was a blessing.
Global Evangelical Church, 5 p.m. Trinity Chapel, Kotobabi Down. That's the place to be on the 3rd of November 2024 to go and be a part of this live album recording at Bear Revival.
Yeah.
All right. So there's a Trends Runway Show 2024, and it's happening in Tamale at 8 p.m. sharp. Oh, I love how they've used the fugu for, that outfit. So tradition meets innovation, they say. It's happening today at Nuku Studio Tamale at 8 p.m. powered by Al Hamdu Trends. Ooh.
Al Hamdu Trends.
Al Hamdu. Hey, I'm sorry. Let me not butcher the name. Pardon me. Al Hamdu Trends.
I like the way they say tradition meets innovation.
Yeah.
Tradition
meets innovation. And I mean, so the fugu is tradition. That's a traditional cloth.
Yeah.
And innovation is how she's sewn it.
So I'm sure there'll be a lot more of such innovation.
Yeah. So, and saying runway show, I'm sure it's a fashion show. So there'll be different designers from probably the north or otherwise showcasing their outfits and then they're going to infuse the theme tradition meets innovation on the runway. That'll be fun to watch.
Absolutely.
That'll be fun to watch.
In our quest to also innovate, let's not overdo it such that we also forget,
tradition.
Yeah, because some fugus are meant to be worn as fugu, as the batakari.
That is for you people, the melu.
It's for everybody.
That is for you people. But someone is also doing something innovative with fugu.
Fugu
she
Plus.
Does, yes. Shirts.
And the name skipped me, but she's actually a very good friend.
Oh, is she? I buy a lot from
Fugu
her.
Plus,
I love her outfits.
Fugu Plus.
And how she infuses the fugu design into the t-shirts.
Yeah.
I mean, not the t-shirts, but the shirts for men. It's amazing. Are you looking for her name?
Yeah, I have to look for her name.
You need to mention their name.
Because
I've honestly forgotten the name. So.
We need to support.
Abby.
Yes, Abby. We need to support
made in Ghana goods.
Yeah, it's difficult starting up in Ghana, like starting a business like that. When somebody is able to do it and break out and get something running, we need that support, right? And it's important we mention. So I think Fugu Plus is amazing. It'll be really nice if we could see on the runway too. But that's absolutely up to the designers. But yeah, if you're around Tamale, Nuku Studio to be precise, please do make your way to the Trends Runway Show this year. It's happening on the theme Tradition Meets Innovation. So yes, we have some other events happening.
Yes. We have PSCS, her PSCS Flora Made by Grace, and it comes off at the Accra International Conference Center tomorrow, 3rd November 2024. I like the fact that they're all in white. It's free.
Yeah, this lineup be major lineup for Charlie. it be old school and new school.
And new school.
So what old and new meet like that?
It's gonna be
major,
powerful.
because this Amy Newman, oh goodness, evergreen. You hear her singing, I'm like, are you really sure you're your age?
Full.
Yeah, proper woman of God. Sammy Ba, you know, he's a deacon in my church actually. So yeah, you know, he's you know how people sometimes refer to how people in the Pentecost church sing, right? You know, they will drag their song and do, you know, the other cool, you know, yeah.
That's what he does.
Sammy Ba, you know, you know, when the anointing falls like that, Charlie, a different breed.
Right.
Then Nana Asare, also timeless, right? He's been around for a long time. PSC Esther, who is headlining this, is actually her concert, and we call this the Flora Made by Grace. Ohima Mercy will be there. Emma Green, Sissy Chum, also amazing. And my guy, Charlie, you know, Perez is actually a friend.
Personal friend?
Yeah, personal friend.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah. So, you know, and I'm so proud of the growth, right? You know, it's you know, it's like we're saying for Bethel, it's always difficult when you are trying to break out in an unconventional way, right? So, you know, Bethel sings, like I said, largely with Ewe music.
Yeah.
Perez also did same with Gan music, right? So singing Hewalelala, you know, and all of those Gan, you know, compositions. And he's been a blessing to me, so I'm so proud of him. And I can't wait to see what he has at Made by Grace by PSC Esther. Sunday, 3rd November 2024. Accra International Conference Center is going to be massive. Massive. I really can't wait. And it's free.
Yep.
No, Charlie, PSC day form.
Today form.
No, PSC Esther day form.
Today form.
Charlie, of course, Charlie, Amy Newman, Nana Asare, you know, Sammy Barnes, Sissy Chum, Ohima Mercy. You know, I'll collect money.
There's a bit, of course, they'll collect money. Oh, you mean at the gate?
If I was the organizer,
I thought you meant if you were an artist.
I'll pay, pay something small. And then when you come, I'll let you pay collection again. Yeah.
I'm sure there'll be some.
But she's doing it for free.
For free. Free. Let's take a look at the video.
1 Corinthians chapter 15 verse 10, Eka said, but by the grace of God, I am what I am. Flora Made by Grace Concert 2024. PSC Esther can Rubio Mo, na send you na munimno, and to Fuakuku Dambeshiania Tuntume Rade. Flora Made by Grace Concert Bus 3rd November, Ewa Accra International Conference Center, 4 p.m. sharp, free. And to Fuaku Media Yisuni, Amy Newman, Sammy Ba, Nana Yawasare, Ohima Mercy, Sissy Chum, Perez Music, Millicent Yankee, Mavisa Sante, Francis Amo, Magdalene Na, Team Eternity. This event is proudly sponsored by Floral Tissue, BH Menor,
Las Palmas Food Center, Top Choco,
Rhythms Africa, and produced by Gospel 360 Africa. Supported by Footman TV, Grace TV, media partners.
Yeah, so Made by Grace, Adom, you know.
I like it. I like it.
Adom.
3rd November 2024, Accra International Conference Center, 4 p.m. sharp. How will they start on time?
You know, PSC Esther has, it's interesting because she's had a rather, you know, interesting
career,
you know, like it ebbs and flows like that. And I think the peak of it was when she was almost, you know, going to be the artist of the year. I think last year, somewhere, or 2 years ago, you know, she was up there with, I think, Kim Promise or somebody like that, and she just lost it at the last breath like that. So it's been amazing. I think her song "Wayemi Ye," that's the song, right?
Yeah.
Has been big. It's been big for a lot of people, and it's a personal testimony for a lot of people. So I really hope that this goes down well for her, and we'll be there to support. I mean, we are media partners, so yes, congratulations to her and the team for putting this together, and specifically because it's also free. You know, who does a concert like this? You know, Charlie, Team Eternity, play it like that, they come, you know, Charlie, you know, it's
going to be fun.
Yeah.
And we'll definitely be there to support Flora Made by Grace.
You know, this lineup and the fact that it's free for me is quite wild. I haven't lied to you.
You've been touching on that.
No, because
since
like I was saying No, like I was saying for the other concerts we talked about, it's not easy with production in Ghana.
Yeah.
You know, right?
It takes a lot.
It takes a lot.
So
like
that's the place
lights,
to be.
camera sound,
action.
fits, stage, makeup.
And everything inclusive.
You know,
that's the Flora made by Grace.
Yes, rentals.
Behind the scenes and all of that.
You know, so yeah.
She's getting some amazing supports if the entry is free. And then we thank her for making it free. We hope that even the subsequent ones will be free. But that's what's happening in town, from Tamale to Kumasi to Accra. Pick a choice, pick one of the events, and you never know, you probably see Jude and I at one of those events. But we'll be right back after this. Do not touch your remote.
Complete this rhyme. Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
How are you working how?
Who's that?
Welcome to The Point of View.
Welcome to Face to Face on Channel 1 Television.
And hello, welcome to What the Papers Are Saying.
This be football made in Ghana. It be the only pidgin show where it day on your screen. Channel 1 TV.
Thank you so much.
Some people are late. You know, they have to catch up. City TV is now Channel 1 TV. You understand?
This is Channel 1 TV, telling your story, empowering change.
Complete this rhyme. Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
How are you working how?
Who's that?
Welcome to The Point of View.
Welcome to Face to Face on Channel 1 Television.
And hello, welcome to What the Papers Are Saying.
This be football made in Ghana. It be the only pidgin show where it day on your screen. Channel 1 TV.
Thank you so much.
Some people are late. You know, they have to catch up. City TV is now Channel 1.
You're welcome back. This is Breakfast Daily Weekend right here on Channel 1 TV. Up next, we're talking upholstery, fabrics, wallpapers as well. So you definitely will be interested in this conversation. So if you have any questions, any messages that you would like us to ask guests, you send that to 0204-447-033, 0204-447-033. But before I introduce our guest to you, there's some messages that have already been sent in. It says, good morning to you all. Concerning the EC padlocks, my question is, what if a party agent misplaces the key when it's time to open the vault for onward distribution of the election materials? From Fifi in Abakrampa. I'll ask Jude, he was the one on tour. I'm sure he asked that question. And another one here, it's a birthday message. Happy birthday to you, Katharina Bete. May God bless you and grow in wisdom from your uncle Cujo, your mom and dad, and the entire family. We love you, they say. Jude, what did the EC say about padlocks and keys getting missing?
I don't think Benjamin Bano Bio, who is the EC Director for Electoral Services, touched on that.
Okay.
But I mean, I guess once they have your consent to open the vault to pick election materials, if you don't have the keys, they'll break the padlock. So it's not even a major issue.
Right.
You know, people, I think the issue with that is, in the report, we said it was heavily secured and they only saw padlocks, right? But the point has to be made that there were armed policemen and even military men. So LOC, from the entrance of the printing houses, right? So for example, our back press where we went to, you know, the security men the company procured have been relegated to the back somewhere. And it's military who are guarding the entrance. You have to go through like 3 different scanners
before you get to the entrance.
And you have to go to like another 2 or 3 checkpoints before you get to the vote room. So it's like, you know, so the heavily secured is not only for the padlocks that is closed, but also the entirety of the
padlocked door.
I'm telling you.
All right. So in studio with us to discuss upholstery fabrics, wallpapers. So choosing upholstery fabrics, a guide to wallpapers, is Selom the Dream Maker. She's an interior designer and project manager and founder of Acento Projects Limited. Selom, it's great to have you again.
It's good to have you once again.
How are you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm very well. How has your week been? That sigh of yours. No?
Nah, me there, you ask me if I'm fine. What kind of mother side?
Father side.
This one is only mother side.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh. But I'm fine. You know, I'm fine. I'm thriving.
Are you a butcher boy?
Unfortunately, fortunately, no.
Thank you.
But he mentions them every Saturday.
Fortunately, no.
But they are red and black.
No, but you know, congratulations to the team, actually. Congratulations to the team.
Was a Karaka? I don't think I ever heard you mention, because I know that if you advance, you, Jude Duncan, sitting there.
We went to
Okay, so you are from that school?
He went to Accra.
From the school.
Okay,
from the school.
From the school. That.
Videri.
Oh, my friend.
To be and not to see.
Somewhere. Let the butcher boys have their fun.
We'll give it to them. We'll give it to them. Fair play.
Have you guys ever advanced? I don't think I've ever heard a cracker advance.
Oh, we are almost always semi-finalists in the national science and maths. The final, we go some chair. It could be a but you know, we're a business school. I always try to make that point. You know, we're a business
science school.
We're a science school as well, but not
known for your science.
Yeah, you know, so
So let's talk business.
It's okay.
So let's talk about upholstery. What's upholstery? It sounds like such a big, vast thing.
Kind of. It is, yes. In our industry, or in what I do as a designer, upholstery is quite such a broad topic, let me put it that way. This usually entails all heavy and solid materials, right, or fabrics that are mostly used for soft furnishings in any space. So you are likely going to find upholstery in what they use to cover furniture. Right, so the sofa, armchairs, all these chairs, whatever is used to cover them, are actually counted as upholstery. In other sense, upholstery also could include soft furnishings in curtains, right? All the furnished materials you see in the carpets, in the rugs, in wallpapers, right? Everything that has to do with fabrics in the space. So pillows, rugs, curtains, right? These are all counted as upholstery mostly as a designer in our part, in our enclave. Do you get it? And they play such a huge role that a lot of people tend to, ignore or not pay attention to. Do you get it? Most of the time, what I see is people just make random selections based on what their eyes are telling them. So they go to the market, I like this fabric, let me bring it in. I like that rug, let me bring it in. I like that sofa, did you get it? At the end of the day, you finish and you realize, okay, you've bought everything that is needed for the space, but
they're not matching, they're not in sync.
Exactly, things are not working out, things are not working out. Sometimes you finish putting the whole space together, you bought furniture, you bought carpets, you bought tables, you bought everything, and the space still looks quite blunt and empty. You get it? I don't know if you've had that kind of feeling before. In most cases, you see, the upholstery, which ends up having patterns and textures in them. So the upholstery is usually, the textures and the patterns on them are what make them stand out, right? What makes them stand out. And they are known as what we call visual weight. Okay, they add some amount of weight to the space visually, right? So you want to add some weight to the space to help you cover some amount of the space, but not physically, but in your mind's eye. So that is how come you sometimes enter a space and you feel like the place is looking too heavy. Do you get it? The space is looking too heavy. It's not because there's too many furniture or items in the space, but probably because of the patterns you see in the space, because of the kind of wallpaper they've used, or maybe because of the flooring, the patterns on the floor, the texture on the walls, right? They are adding so much weight to the space. So you end up you fill the whole space and then you realize, oh, it's still looking empty for me. It's either you are lacking some amount of texture or pattern, or you've overdone it.
So if I get you correctly, so the texture and pattern you talk about goes to the core of aesthetics, right?
Yes.
To make the place look pleasing enough.
Exactly.
To suit your comfort.
Exactly.
Wow. The question then would be something I ask a lot of people when they come on the show. Between aesthetics and functionality, right? You know, so maybe you buy your carpet. It's a carpet you need so that your place won't get dirty, right? As against how pleasing it looks. Which one should come first?
This is a tough question, or a tricky one, maybe I would say. At the end of the day, you see, designing, yes, to most people is only aesthetics. But at the end of the day, you should also be able to put together a room that is able to function. Right? So maybe I would say you should be able to balance the two. It's of no use if you finish decorating your living room and there are so many things you can't even use. Do you get it? Yeah. There's so many things you can't use. You can't walk comfortably because something is blocking something. You can't move about. You touch this and this is just fake. You touch that, you see. At the end of the day, you put together only a decorative space, but not functional.
Right.
So function over aesthetics.
In most cases, for me, I prioritize functionality, and then aesthetics should follow. So whatever it is I'm doing, it should be functional but pleasing as well.
Okay. Oh, I like that. So functional but pleasing.
For me.
So that's how the equation should go. Interesting.
All right. So the upholstery and the wallpaper, is there a slight difference?
No, so wallpaper is a form of upholstery.
Okay.
Right, a wallpaper is a form of fabric. So part of some of the fabrics, upholstery can be used in almost like I mentioned earlier. All the fabrics you are seeing in the space, this is upholstery. The rug is upholstery. Do you get it? Wallpaper is another form of introducing fabric into the space. So these are all adding texture and patterns one way or the other.
Okay. Yeah. Can we mix the two?
Yes, you can. You can. So in a space you can have, fabrics on the floor. You can have pillows in the space, in the sofa, that are all giving you some form of texture or pattern one way or the other. The challenge then has to be with how you select them and how well you're able to balance them.
Right.
Yes, because you can't have a room that has a wallpaper that is speaking something, the rug on the floor is speaking another thing. Sometimes, one thing most people also ignore is the tile on the floor or whatever is covering the floor, right? It's also speaking something. Do you get it? At the end of the day, sometimes your goal would be to highlight one particular something. In designing, we have what we call a focal point, right? That's one thing in the space that is drawing almost everybody's attention. So if your floor is heavily patterned, it's going to be very difficult for you to introduce other things that are already detailed. Do you get it? You can bring it in, but the floor is already so heavy that nothing else is getting attention. Everything else is not being seen, right? So you want to be able to balance this well such that this is giving its own vibe. This is also adding something to it. This is also right. So the wallpaper, yes, you can bring all of them together, but just ensure that you pick the right patterns. That would easily make the room feel cohesive and not too loud or too busy. Unless, again, like I mentioned, in my business, in our profession, you are dealing with the client's satisfaction. Unless, I mean, that is what makes them satisfied.
You know, I once went into a space where they had like black tiles. And, you know, the curtains was like orange or something, or some way. But that's interesting. My question then to you would be how to decide on which to use and where, because for some people in decorating their private spaces, they might want to use like these really fancy wallpapers, right? Some people want to use them outside, right? But I'm not sure against the practicality aspect of it. So just walk us through, are there some forms of upholstery that are meant for only indoor use, whereas others also meant for outdoor, in a sunshade, in sunlight, I mean exposure to sunlight and the possible issues that might come with it?
Okay, so I think that brings us to the materials or what actually some of these upholstery are made up of. Yes, that would help determine if this can be used outdoor or indoors. Most of the time you have, I mean, wallpapers made up of fiber or fabrics, right? If you see what I've on the table here, this is a typical example of wallpaper. This is a wall carving that is made out of fabric.
I thought it was material that I was saying, let me go to sew some kaftan and wear. Hey, send a wallpaper.
This is a typical example, right? This is actually made with, do you get it? So this makes it water resistant, stain resistant. You can actually clean it. And there are wallpapers, that is what most people know. The paper ones.
See, right. Realize. I'm not joking, no. I was come to tell you actually, I need some 3 yards. So. Now me from kaftan. Now me shit.
This is
send
nice.
a wallpaper.
So,
wow, incredible.
Because the wallpaper I've seen,
it's paper.
It's paper.
Yes, most of the time. So that is what would help you determine whether this can be used outdoors or not, right? If it's made of paper, it's obviously saying you can't put it outside because of water, rain.
Outside?
This because of the fabric. This can be cleaned actually. If it's dirty, you can just dry wash it, which means it's water resistant, right? Which
means if it rains and in the rainy season, then it's not a good use, right?
Yes, you can put it. So maybe even for outdoors, there are some places you might want to. I don't know which part of your outside you want to put it. Probably on your balcony, on your porch, or wherever, right? But I don't know which particular place outdoor you want to put it. You don't want to put it where it's going to be
so exposed.
Yes, to rain and all that. Anyway, so the fabric or the make of the wall covering is what can determine whether you can use it outside or not. The paper versions obviously are mostly for indoors, right? Are obviously mostly for indoors, and they are very, very delicate most of the time. They are very delicate and exposed to wear and tear from time to time. So you'd want to first, determine if it can withstand that. Then fine, you can go ahead and use it.
Oh. I realized in all of your conversation, you limited it to like public residential spaces, but a very private space for a lot of people will be their cars, right? You know, you sit in somebody's car and the car seats, so that somebody is me. I am somebody. Somebody is me.
Okay, so what is your car seat? What has your car seat done?
You know, I don't drive a flashy new car, right?
Nobody cares.
So my car is quite old. So what it means is that there are some stains, that are difficult to go. my yes I so it means that I'll have to change my car seat. My question to you then is, can some of these things be used, or they are materials specifically for car seats and upholstery work in the car?
No. So sometimes, I mean, when you are choosing fabrics, right, for whatever purpose, some of the things you want to consider is, I mean, the use of the space, wherever you are putting it, be it your car or your home or your restaurant or wherever, so that you can determine, is it a public space? Is it going to be a space that has high traffic? So many people are going to be getting in and out of the space, so that, because if you are putting this on your car seats, I mean, is your car an Uber or is just you all the time driving? Do you get it? How often do you pick people? So you can easily determine whether this thing can actually go along well, right? If it's just you and you can easily maintain it, that's fine, fair enough. But then also, even if you still want to go for it, because your car, you're always picking people. You always have people in your car. You want to also consider the color.
True.
You also want to consider the color instead of going for something entirely white, unless you can maintain it. Yes, unless
I can maintain it. White is my favorite color.
Fair enough. That is what I always want to find out from my client. We are going for something white. Is this something you can maintain? If you are cool with it, then let's go for it. Unless you can't, then let's stay away from it so you don't end up...
I'm not sure if you're a car dealer, right? But, a lot of the time when people are selling cars, the car could be of the same model and make, but the one with a leather seat as against a cloth seat, or however they call it, right? There are certain priorities placed on either or one of them. Why is this so, and why is one more sought after than the other?
Again, fabrics, right, mostly also have their own way of depicting style, right? In our profession, anything that has to do with leather is known to be one to depict classic. Something that is classic, right? Leather is also known to actually go a long way, right? Most of the time, unless it is fake or whatever, leather is known to be very expensive, right? Pure leather is known to be very expensive, and they depict some amount of elegance, right? So you use leather in a space. If you notice, almost all the traditional decor, when I say traditional, all those decor you used to see back then, sometimes some years back, are usually made of fine leather. Fine leather. If it used to be then, because those were some of the expensive upholstery you find. Even now, right, it is known to be also very classic because it can withstand, it can go a long way. You can use it over and over and over and over for a long time, right? It gives that kind of style, that kind of, luxury. That's why even in the car business, they also, place a lot of priority over leather. Leather is known to be very luxurious. That is the issue. Leather is known to be very luxurious as well. These are known to be, anything that's made of fabric mostly is depicting contemporary styles, contemporary decor, things that are coming up now and then.
Okay.
Do you get it?
Yeah. Wow.
What are some of the things we should consider when you're designing a space or choosing fabric or upholstery or wallpaper?
Okay. So you asked the question earlier about whether you can actually have patterns in all the every aspect of the room. Yes, you can, right? But one, you also want to consider one of the first things, one of the principles when you are putting together all these things, you want to look at some similarities, right? You want to have patterns in the sofa. You want to have a wallpaper with some amount of pattern in it. You want to have a rag on the floor also having some amount of patterns and textures. So you try and find out some similarity, right? When I say similarity, this could be in at least the color. That is one. On two, the scale of the patterns in there. Try as much as you want one thing that is really standing out, and then the rest actually being more like secondary patterns. You don't want to have a situation where the patterns on the wallpaper are all bold and detailed. The one on the floor is also bold and detailed. What is in the sofa is also bold and that is one situation you want to avoid as much as possible.
Your space will start looking like a cult.
There's a question here for you, Salome. It says, kindly ask the designer which part of the house is okay to have the fabric or the wallpaper.
Okay. So if it's fabric or wallpaper, whatever material, you can have them in the kitchen. But even in the kitchen, you have to be very careful to avoid all the water zones, right? Do not place wallpapers or wall fabrics around all the places with sinks or water flowing. Yeah, I'm sure there could be empty walls that do not have any water. Do you get it? So the kitchen, you just have to be careful. Same with the bathroom. You can have wallpaper in the bathroom, but you still have to actually be very careful with that. So you don't put, especially the paper versions, those ones can easily be destroyed. You can put wallpaper in your bedrooms, in the living area, in the hallways. Do you get it? At best, the goal is to bring in some interest because of the color they are bringing, or the patterns. Do you get it? Or the texture they are adding to the space. So you can put them in a bedroom, living area, study area. Yes, but just be careful. One, to avoid all the water zones.
Wow. I've learned so much from you. I'm not even going to lie. If for nothing at all, I know that this wasn't meant for kaftans.
Oh, there's a question here before I know, Jude, we have to go back. Kindly ask Salome how one can know the right amount of fabric needed for a space. I guess that's where you contact Salome.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So in talking about contacting you, just if somebody wants to reach out, because I have a message there.
Your social media platform.
So where can they find you?
Okay, so social media, Instagram or Facebook, just search Salome Dreammaker, or just call us on 020-888-2722.
888-2722.
You want to take the number again?
020-888-2722. Or just search Salome Dreammaker on social media, or Center Projects on social media.
Wow. So there you had it for yourself, Salome Dreammaker, who is the creative lead for Center Projects, also an intimate space designer. That's my personal way of calling it right here. So reach out and get it done. I mean, she'll do an amazing job for you, that we can assure. Just going by a conversation on upholstery, on deciding, right, how to use it, and all the conversations around wallpapers and the likes. We'll take a quick break. When we are back, we have more content, more exciting content for you.
Complete this rhyme. Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
How are you working how?
Who's that?
Welcome to The Point of View.
Welcome to Face to Face on Channel One Television.
And hello, welcome to What the Papers Are Saying.
This be football made in Ghana. It be the only pidgin show where it day on your screen. Channel One TV.
Thank you so much.
Some people are late. They have to catch up. City TV is now Channel One TV. You understand?
This is Channel One TV, telling your story, empowering change.
Complete this rhyme. Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
How are you working how?
Who is that?
Welcome back to Breakfast Daily Weekend right here on Channel 1 TV with me, Jude Duncan, and my super co-host, Eno Safo. Just gone by a conversation with a creative designer, Salom the Dreammaker, helping us through a conversation on upholstery use, the use of wallpapers and the likes. But for now, we shift focus to some sports-related issues, and my colleague and very good friend on the Channel 1 Sports Desk, Gabi Milito. You know, Gabi offers the name, but Charlie, we call him El Milito. Oh, Charlie, Don Milito.
Charlie Jude,
Gabi,
you never stop this thing.
No, yeah. I never stop what?
Your intro.
No, but you did.
But it's fine. It's good.
Today, I know, you know, the weather forecast will be for Sundays.
Yeah, so, Sundays.
If you only Sundays.
Let's keep that for Sundays.
Sunday mornings, so you know, this morning I don't go there.
Yeah, let's keep that for
you know,
Sundays,
but you know, the people for nosy, also weather. Yeah. Oh, Gabi, it's always a pleasure having you.
Charlie, thank you, bro.
You know, the under 20. Ofe, your namesake.
Yeah.
Coach Ofe. Jerry Free, you know, he won 2 awards at the competition, the Waffle tournament.
Yeah,
that's Jerry Free.
Back 4 goals too in the process. First off, we need to let our viewers know that that squad Desmond Ofe is using lost 9 players. So 9 players were not part of the squad that finished second in the Waffle Championship.
In the African Games?
Yes. So
from the African Games?
Yeah. So you can say, he's literally using an entire new set of players, but he's gone on to finish second. He didn't win the Waffle Trophy, but, you know, 2 teams will qualify to the AFCON itself, so the Under-20 AFCON, and so they've qualified. And so I think, thumbs up. I mean, that whole thing, why we didn't have those 9 games is another conversation to get into. And I know
the 9 players you mean?
Yeah.
No games.
Sorry, nine players, not games. We'll get into that a bit later. But the team has qualified. And like I always say, qualifying from the WAFU should not be a problem to us. It shouldn't be. No disrespect to the countries we faced. Because, I mean, if we want to look at that...
How many teams qualify from WAFU?
So that's 2.
2.
Yes.
So the 2 finalists.
Yeah, so the qualifiers are played in zones. So Zone A, Zone B, Zone C together, and then they can get 12 teams that would play at the AFCON. And if you want to look at our countries, the countries we are facing, so Cote d'Ivoire, Togo, Benin, Nigeria, Mali.
But to be fair,
whatever.
Mali, Burkina,
Niger,
Cote d'Ivoire, Mali, Burkina, Cote d'Ivoire, Nigeria,
yeah, they are doing well,
and even Togo. I can't say where the opponents at the under-20 level,
they are,
where the game hasn't been so much developed to the players.
Well, Nigeria to some extent, because if you want to look at the AFCON itself, they are the most successful country. So they've won it 7 times.
At the under-20 level?
Yes, at the under-20 level. The WAFU, they've won it 4 times. And so they're on that same level with us.
How many times have we won it?
We've won it 4 times. That's the AFCON itself. We've won it 4 times. The last time we won it was 2021
with the 3-year ban here. Oh, Charlie.
How the times it?
Ban here. Oh, Charlie. But that squad was quite remarkable because he had in there Danlad.
That's quite born Fatah Isaku.
Yes, so I was going to mention.
Danlad. It gave us a
3-year ban.
It gave us Emmanuel Isiam. Isiam has fallen off a bit, but I mean that squad was good. Danlad Ibrahim has also fallen off a bit, and they did well. And so, like I said, if we don't qualify from the WAFU, then what are we doing?
No, but to be fair, Ivory Coast or Cote d'Ivoire, they have a good team. They have proper infrastructure in place.
They do.
So if they are qualified in place of Ghana, that wouldn't have been news.
It wouldn't have been. But like I'm saying, if you want to look at how the under-20 have fared, if you take away the Black Stars, I think the under-20 and under-17, we've seen some success in the last few years, especially with the under-20. We are now the only African country to win the World Cup at the under-20 level.
And
in 2009, nobody has done that.
That video is on our screen.
Yeah, and the man to do that, Celestete. And so if they're not qualifying from WAFU, He's okay. The last time we checked up on, he wasn't feeling too well, but
he's getting better.
He's getting better. He's okay. And so, if you are not qualifying from the WAFU, this is the stage we have to get to, the World Cup. The last edition, the 2021, when we won it with Karim Zito, I think because of COVID, so we were unable to play. The World Cup did not happen. So that the 2023 in Egypt, where Senegal won that competition, we didn't qualify at all. And so qualifying is a big one for us. So we are making our 13th appearance, looking to win a fifth AFCON under Desmond Ofe. But I think it will be very, very difficult because, like you said, the youth team, if Senegal, Ivory Coast, Nigeria, they've grown. They've really grown into the game.
Is Senegal in our zone?
No, it's not. Senegal is not in our zone. But we'll meet them in the AFCON. Depending on how we fare, though. So these countries have really grown in the last few years. And like you said, the football we are doing in our country, if we want
sorry, the celebration made me laugh.
If you want to look at what we've been doing, you can't really stick your neck out and say that this team will go to next year's AFCON and ball. They wouldn't. You can't really say.
But how good is Coach Ofe, and he's in our shot right now, right behind you. How good has his tenure as head coach of the under-20 been?
Tactically astute.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, I think he's him, and then Lai Kinson, Nana Kuku Ajiman. These are the new set of coaches.
New generation.
Yes, Michael Eisen. I know Eisen doesn't want to have anything to do with Ghana football.
What are they ending?
Oh, I mean, what do I talk about? These are the next set of coaching talents I think we need to pay attention to. Desmond Ofe, I've interacted with him a couple of times. He knows his stuff. He knows his stuff. But you see, one of the things that led to Lai Kinson's resignation is that interference from the EFA. And that's my only fear for him. That will the FA allow him to do whatever he wants to do? In my earlier submission, I made mention about losing 9 key players from the African Games. Why? Why did we lose 9 players? Because they were sold. The players belong to a certain camp. You get it? And so when they performed, they were shipped out.
But if they've been shipped out, it doesn't prevent them from coming back to playing the under-20.
That's the whole point. And so the transition, we don't have it. We don't have it in this country because the African Games, we played it in March. March, April, May, June, July, I guess October. That's about 6 months, 8 months. You want to put it. We should have kept with that squad, but we decided not. We paraded a new squad, and then he's been able.
But
to
there were
deliver.
some core players, right? Because I know Jerry Fee
was part. Some other players. I think he had just about.
How about this guy,
Mohisen? Mohisen is not part. He's part of the 9 players. I know, yeah, that player.
No,
yeah, we have it. Yeah,
that guy is a baller.
Yeah,
you know, Mohamed Mohisen.
So he's very good. Desmond Ofe is very, very good. I want to see how it would be his first AFCON.
Okay.
And now he gets to. I think he wants to etch his name into the history books of Ghana football, especially another 20 level, because Coach Salastete, Abdul Karim Zito are the coaches to have won it. The first time we won the under-20 was in 1993, and then won it again in 1999, and then the 2009 when we went to the World Cup, and then the last one in 2021 in Mauritania.
Right.
So he would want to join the elite of coaches to have won it.
Right.
So let's see what he does.
I think we won it in 2007 or 8, before the 2009 World Cup. We won it, right?
No, so it was 1993, 1999. 2007 we finished second.
We finished second?
Yes.
In Rwanda.
Second.
In Rwanda, yes. I remember that tournament.
And then 2009 we won it.
All right, Gabby, let's talk about EPL. Jude Chelsea's playing.
Yeah, I mean, tomorrow we'll get into that, but Chelsea...